And then there is like thymus, located between the lungs behind the sternum on the ventral side of the aorta. This is thymus. It is an endocrine organized endocrine gland, and for the development of the immune system by peptide hormones, that is thymosin. Now these hormones thymosin plays a role in differentiation of T lymphocytes, and that provides cell mediated immunity. And in addition there is production of antibodies to provide humoral immunity. Now the thymus in old individuals get decreased. Okay. So as a result, the old persons becomes weak. Now adrenal gland, like two types of adrenal gland, that is adrenal medulla, adrenal cortex. Now adrenal medulla produce hormones, two hormones, that is adrenaline, that is epinephrine or non-epinephrine or norepinephrine. All of these are called catecholamines, and they under the stress they get secreted in emergency situation. So this is why they are called emergency hormones or hormones of flight or flight. Now these hormones increase alertness, pupillary dilation, not constriction, piloerections, there is raising of ears, and there is sweating, heartbeat increases, respiration increases. So both the hormones increase the heartbeat and strength of the heart construction, and so the rate of the respiration. So also breakdown of glycogen, increase glucose level in blood, and also stimulate lipids and proteins breakdown, right? And now the adrenal cortex, you see, and also like there is Addison's disease, that is under production of hormones by adrenal cortex, that is glucocorticoids or types of corticoids that leads to like that alters the carbohydrate metabolism, that causes acute weakness of fatting. So this is Addison's disease, right? Now you see in the diagram adrenal gland on the top of it over the kidney, and adrenal cortex on the outside, adrenal medulla in the inside. Now talking of the adrenal cortex, three layers, like zona reticularis, the inner one, zona fasciculata, that is middle one, and zona glomerulosa, that is outer layer. Now adrenal cortex secretes many hormones. These are corticoids. Now corticoids can be, if it's involves in the carbohydrate metabolism, then there are glucocorticoids, and cortisol is the main glucocorticoids. And corticoids which regulates the maintenance of water balance in electrolytes, they are mineralocorticoids. So aldosterone is the main mineralocorticoids. Now glucocorticoids stimulate gluconeogenesis, lipolysis, proteolysis, and inhibit cellular uptake and utilization of amino acids. So they increase the blood glucose level. And cortisol also play a role in maintaining the cardiovascular system as well as kidney functions. So this is cortisols, right? Now glucocorticoids, particularly cortisol, produce anti-inflammatory reactions and suppress the immune response. Now cortisol stimulates the RBC production, like thyroid glands also help in the process of the red blood formations, right? And it stimulates the RBC production. Now aldosterone acts mainly on the renal tubules and stimulates the reabsorption of sodium and water and excretion of the potassium and phosphate ions. Now aldosterone helps like the electrolyte balance. Now small amounts of androgenic steroids secreted by adrenal cortex, which play the growth of the axial hair, pubic hair, and facial hair during puberty. Now pancreas, so it is endocrine and exocrine, it is both type of glands. Now endocrine glands consist of islets of Langerhans. So these are the tissues that consist of 1 to 2% of the pancreatic. And now two types of cells in these tissues, like first one is alpha cells and beta cells. Now alpha cells secretes like the glucagon, it is an peptide hormone, and insulin, it is also an peptide hormone. So glucagon, it is a hyperglycemic hormone, and hypercalcemic hormone, it is a parathyroid, and hypocalcemic, it is a TCT, that is thyrocalcitonin, it is also a peptide hormone. Now hyperglycemic, that increases the blood sugar level. Now how does it stimulates, now glucagon acts mainly on the liver cells, that is hepatocytes, and stimulates glycogenolysis, that is breakdown of the glycogen, right? And then there is gluconeogenesis, that is formation of the glucose into the blood, and it also reduces the cellular glucose uptake and utilization, so that the glucose remains present in the blood that shows the high level of glucose in the blood. So this is why it is hyperglycemic hormone. Now antagonist to it, like opposite action, is insulin. It is also a peptide hormone, and it regulates glucose hemostasis. Like insulin acts mainly on hepatocytes and adipocytes. It's an extra other than like glucagon cells of the adipose tissue, and it enhances cellular glucose uptake and utilization, so that the glucose from blood comes into the like comes into the cells. So as a result, there is a rapid movement of the glucose from blood to hepatocytes and adipocytes, resulting in decreased blood glucose level, that is hypoglycemic. So insulin stimulates conversion of glucose to glycogen, that is glycogenesis, so formation of glycogen, and glucose hemostasis in blood is just maintained jointly by two peptide hormones, that's insulin and glucagon. So prolonged hyperglycemic, like hyperglycemia, that is leads to the complex disorder, that is diabetes mellitus, okay, which associated with the loss of glucose through urine and formation of harmful compounds known as ketone bodies. So diabetic patients are successfully treated with the insulin therapy. Now the like two types of gonads, like gonadotropins, so testis in males and ovaries in females. So now talking about the testis, right?